Basic requirements that you will need in order to even be in the running are: you have to have the ability to work in the United States. I have gotten questions about people that hold other countries' passports. As long as you have a valid passport and can work in the United States, you don't have to be a US citizen particularly, but you do have to be able to work in the United States and have a valid passport, and with that passport to be able to travel to wherever Delta flies, because you could be assigned to fly anywhere at any time. You must be at least 21 years old of application, so not of training, not of graduation from training. You have to be 21 when you apply. You must have at least a high school diploma or GED. Along with that passport requirement, you need to have your passport by the time you go to training. You really should have your passport by the time you're applying, but you have to have your passport at minimum. If you make it all the way through the hiring process and make it to the final face-to-face interview, you should have your passport on you at that interview. It really is best practice to already have a passport. Along with having a passport, if you are already a passport holder, you need to make sure that you have at least 30 months of validity left on your passport. So passports are valid for 10 years, so you need to make sure that you have over 2.5 years left before you have to renew. And if you are in the last year or last 6 months of your passport, go ahead and just renew now if you know this is something that you want to do. You will have to take a drug test. I have gotten questions about what is the official panel. I don't know, just don't do it, okay? If it's gonna show up in the drug test, put it down. Along with the drug test, you also have a background check. Now, I get a lot of questions on if there is a weight requirement, if there is a height requirement. There is not specifically a weight nor height requirement. Now, what is required of you is to be able to sit comfortably and safely in the jump seat. That means you're able to fully buckle. Think about when you go on a plane and you sit in the emergency exit row. You have to speak and understand English. You have to be seated within the seatbelt that's already there. You can't get a seatbelt extender. So the same rules apply to the jump seat. None of these things will be tested, obviously, until you make it all the way through this hiring process up until the face-to-face that will be in Atlanta. There, you will have to sit in a jump seat, and there is a reach test. So there's not particularly a minimum height, nor is there a maximum height, but you will have to show your ability to close the bin, and it's going to be at the height that it would be on the aircraft. So that is how they measure your height and weight. There is no actual physical number. It is making sure that you can easily, safely sit in the jump seat and you can close an overhead bin. Now,